Okay. So here we have the equator. Okay, 1 minute. So we have the equator, 0 degree, and equatorial low pressure belt. Okay. This is equatorial low pressure belt. It is 0 degree, around 5 degrees on both the sides. Okay. And then we have 30 degrees, 60 degrees north. This is north. And then here the poles. Similarly, here 30 degrees south.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Always late. Hmm? 60 degrees. Okay. 60 degree. So, and here we have the pole, North Pole or polar high. This is polar high. Okay. Here we have the subtropical high pressure belt. And this is the subpolar low pressure belt. Okay. Here we have subtropical high pressure belt. Subpolar low pressure belt. And here we have polar high. Okay. Beyond 75 degrees. Okay. So we have this is low pressure belt, high pressure belt, low pressure, and high. Similarly, in southern hemisphere, high, low, high. This is clear. So alternatively, we have now most of the heat is concentrated on equator that we have discussed. Air get heated, it less dense, it rises. Okay, so air starts to rise here, and this is high pressure belt. This here because of circulation of Earth, rotation of the Earth, it descends. And this is how air circulation is formed. This is low atmosphere, this is in upper atmosphere, that is near the tropopause. Similarly here, okay. So on the equator, low pressure is formed. So air is rushing out towards the equator in lower atmosphere, and then it rises up, and then spreads out. So here the cyclone is formed, and the upper atmosphere anticyclone is formed. Okay, at the subtropical high pressure belt, it descends, and here high pressure will be formed. It spreads out in the lower atmosphere. So this is one cell. Second cell here is formed. Okay. And third here. Similarly here. Okay. We have discussed these cells in last time. This is Hadley cell, Ferrel cell. This is polar cell. Okay. Now we discuss the winds. In the lower atmosphere, we'll be discussing that is near the surface of the Earth. Okay. So near the surface of the Earth, this is high pressure belt around 30 degrees. Winds are flowing towards the equator. The winds are flowing towards the equator, and because of Coriolis force, these winds get deflected towards right. So their direction will be this. The direction will be in this way. Okay. Similarly, in southern hemisphere, winds are flowing from high pressure towards the equatorial low pressure belt. So they will be in this direction. And because of Coriolis effect, because of rotation of the Earth, these winds will be flowing in this direction. Okay. So from subtropical high pressure belt on both the sides of the equator, these winds flow towards the equator, and because of Coriolis force, they get deflected. In northern hemisphere, they get deflected towards right, and in southern hemisphere, they get deflected towards left, and they meet at equator. They meet at equator. This region, this belt is called as interconvergence, ITCZ, intertropical convergence zone. This belt is called equatorial low pressure belt, is also called as ITCZ, intertropical, that is between the tropics, convergence zone. Convergence, these two winds are converging at the equator. This is clear? ITCZ. This equatorial low pressure belt, this is called as ITCZ as well. Intertropical, that is between the tropics, convergence, these two winds are converging. And these winds are called as trade winds. Mainly they were used for trading. So these winds are called as trade winds. These winds are called as trade winds. In the northern hemisphere as well in southern hemisphere, these winds are called as trade winds. And they are converging. So this is their zone. This is zone where these two winds converge, where trade winds converge. Now see how to name these winds. So these winds, this is the east, west, north, south. These are the directions, and these winds are flowing in this direction. These winds are flowing in this direction. So the direction from which the winds originate, we name the winds as per the direction from which they originate. So these winds are originating from northeast. They are coming from northeast. So these winds are called as northeast trade winds. These winds are called as northeast trade winds. The direction from which they originate. They are coming from northeast, so they are named after the direction from which they are coming, from which they are originating. So these winds are called as northeast trade winds. And these winds, they are originating from southeast. So these winds are called as southeast trade winds. This is clear? In the northern hemisphere, these are northeast trade winds. In southern hemisphere, these winds are southeast trade winds. The direction from which they originate, the winds are named after that. Okay, so these winds are flowing from southeast towards northwest. These winds are flowing from southeast towards northwest, and their name is southeast trade winds. These winds are flowing from northeast towards southwest. These are the trade winds. Okay, these are clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now see a second winds. So this is high pressure belt, this is low pressure belt. So winds will be flowing from high pressure towards the low pressure. Okay, but because of Coriolis effect, they will be deflected towards right. So this time they will be deflected in this direction. So these winds will be in this direction. And as we move away from the equator, the Coriolis effect increases. So they will be deflected more. Okay. Similarly here, these winds will flow in this direction. And because of Coriolis effect, they will be deflected towards left in southern hemisphere. Okay. Now their direction, these are mainly called as westerlies. Okay. They are more of like a westerlies. They are more of like flowing in west direction. They are originating from which direction? Southwest. They are originating from southwest. Their direction is southwest. But since Coriolis effect is more here in this part, so they kind of appear to be coming from west. So that's why they are called as westerlies. They are called as westerlies. These winds are called as westerlies. They are coming from the west. They are more deflected. So these are westerlies. Similarly here, these winds are called as westerlies. These winds are called as westerlies. Now see here. Here mainly obstructions are there. Most of the land mass is in the northern hemisphere. So these winds are more obstructed by the land mass. Therefore, their speed decreases. Their speed, but in southern hemisphere, mostly it is ocean. So it is more like a model, and there will be less obstruction. So these winds flow mostly without any obstruction. So around 40 degrees around 40 degrees. Since in southern hemisphere the speed is more, so usually sailors used to call like around 30 degrees, then 40 degrees we have, 50 degrees and 60 degrees. So their speed increases from 40 towards 50. So around 40 their speed is more, and then those winds around 40, these westerlies are called as furious 40s. Okay, the name I forgot. Roaring 40s first. Okay, around 40s they are called as roaring 40s. As we move further around 50, their speed further increased, and they are called as furious 50s. But as we move further towards 60 degree, low pressure is we are arriving low pressure. The speed is decreasing, and at that place they are called as sinking 60s. So speed of westerlies is mainly at 50 degrees it is maximum. So roaring 40s, furious 50s, and shrinking 60s. So around 40 degrees latitude, these winds are mainly called by sailors as roaring 40s. Around 50s, furious 50s. And around 60 degrees, they are called as shrinking 60s. So wind speed decreases as we reach 60 degrees. This is clear? Westerlies. Okay, there is more about westerlies. We'll discuss more when we discuss the pressure belt. Shifting of pressure belt, Mediterranean climate we'll be discussing as well. Okay. Okay. Now easterlies. Okay. Now from pole, here we have the high pressure, here we have the low pressure. So winds will be flowing from high pressure to low pressure. So they may flow like this towards the low pressure. But because of Coriolis effect, the winds will be flowing in this direction. And more they appear to be coming from east. And they appear to be coming from east. These are called as easterlies. You can see. Okay, 1 minute. One minute. Okay. See here, the wind direction should be like this, but because of Coriolis effect, they deflected towards right. Okay, I drawn wrong earlier. So this will be the direction. Similarly, in southern hemisphere, these are the winds. They get deflected towards left. So here more deflection will be there, more deflection as compared to the westerlies. And these winds seems to be coming from east. So these winds are called as easterlies. These winds are called easterlies. And they are very, very cold winds. Okay. These winds are clear. Trade winds, westerlies, or anti-trade winds as well we call them, because they are opposite in direction to the trade winds. And these are easterlies. And they are permanent wind system. They are mainly the permanent wind systems. That is, they prevail mainly throughout the year on the earth. So that's why these winds are called as prevailing winds or the permanent winds. Or we call them as planetary winds as well. Okay. Rest of the local winds or periodic winds, on them there's some modification of these winds only that occurs in periodic waves or the local winds. Okay, now we discuss the shifting of pressure belts. Okay, first we discuss the shifting of pressure belts. So see here, these pressure belts follow the sun. So how, as on 21st June, Earth on 21st June, that is summer solstice, where the rays of the sun fall vertically overhead. They fall on the Tropic of Cancer. That means most of the heat will be concentrated on Tropic of Cancer, around 23 degrees. So most of the heat will be concentrated over 23 on the Tropic of Cancer. And that's why these pressure belts will shift. These pressure belts shift from 5 degrees to 10 degrees. So see here, earlier the equatorial low pressure belt is at 0 degrees. But during summer, that is when the sun is overhead on the Tropic of Cancer, these pressure belts starts to shift towards north. So equatorial low pressure belt is shift most. It shifts by 10 degrees and sometimes it shifts by around 20 degrees. That is near the Tibetan plateau as well, it gets shifted. We'll discuss that in monsoons. So equatorial low pressure belt, it gets shifted by 5 to 10 degrees. Okay. Similarly, this pressure belt, subtropical high pressure belt, it gets shifted. So it gets shifted around 40 degrees. And as we move towards high latitude, shift gets less shift. So most of the shift happens in equatorial low pressure belt. Then little shift in subtropical high pressure belt. More little shift here, it remains as such, polar high. So pressure belt shifts. So winds as well starts to shift. The wind as well starts to shift. Okay. So now the winds will be flowing like this. And equator is here, but equatorial low pressure belt, that is in interconvergence zone, is lies here. So winds will be flowing like this. These winds have shifted. This shift is clear. Because of this shift, what happens mainly in the Mediterranean areas? Around the Mediterranean, see here. First, during summer, they are shifted around 40 degrees. So during summer, the Mediterranean part of the world, Mediterranean area, that is Europe and Africa, they will be under trade winds. They will be under trade winds. So here are the Mediterranean part, for example. Mediterranean Sea, we have Mediterranean part. So winds are flowing from subtropical high pressure belt towards equatorial low pressure belt. So what is happening here? Most of these part, European part, they won't be getting rainfall in summer because winds are offshore winds. Winds are offshore winds. Because of offshore winds, these regions of the Europe, they won't be getting rainfall in summer. So in summer, it will be hot and dry. In summer, these regions will be hot and dry. Because in summer, these Mediterranean part, they are under the influence of trade winds. They are under the influence of northeast trade winds. And because of that, since these are offshore winds, these regions will be hot and dry. No rainfall will take place. Okay. But what happens in winter? Winter, what will happen? Sun will be overhead on Tropic of Capricorn. Sun will be overhead on Tropic of Capricorn. So these pressure belts will shift towards south. These pressure belts will shift towards south. Okay. So again, see what happens when summer solstice on 21st June. What happens? These all pressure belts shift towards north. They all have shifted towards north. Now again on equinox, 23rd September, they again shift towards south and they are at their place. That is, equatorial low pressure will be on the equator. But in winter, on 21st to 23rd December, what will happen? They shift towards south because sun is overhead on Tropic of Capricorn. They shift towards south. Now see here, this time what will happen? This time, this subtropical belt is shift towards the equator. So around 25 or 20 degrees we take. This is the equator. This has shifted. Here we have the Mediterranean regions. Now see here, this time Mediterranean region, that is European part, it comes under westerlies. It comes under westerlies. It comes under westerlies. And see here, warm air is flowing towards colder region. Earlier, colder air was flowing towards the equator. Now, since Mediterranean region, this is under the influence of westerlies. So during winter, they come under the influence of westerlies. So what will happen? This air flowing towards the low pressure belt from the subtropical high pressure belt towards the subpolar low pressure belt. These winds from the Mediterranean, they are warm winds. They will take the moisture from the ocean, Mediterranean Sea. They will take the moisture, and there will be rainfall. There will be rainfall in the Mediterranean parts. Okay, so winter will be cold and moist. So winter will be cold and moist. So here in Mediterranean part of the world, we have winters very cold and moist because rainfall will be taking place. How rainfall? Because in winter these regions they will come under the influence of westerlies. Because of shift of the pressure belts, these regions will come under the westerlies. And as they come under the westerlies are flowing from Mediterranean Sea towards this region. So they are the onshore winds this time. These westerlies are the onshore winds. They will take the moisture from the sea, and rainfall will take place in these regions. So that's how in Mediterranean parts of the world, the are hot and dry, and winters are cold and moist. Rainfall take place in winters. So near the Mediterranean and in California, US, or here in central Chile, and here in the Africa, the southwest part of the Africa and the Australia, southwest part of Australia, they all have the same kind of climate. That these 5 regions will have the Mediterranean type of climate. That is, the summers will be hot and dry, and winters will be cold and moist. That is, rainfall will be taking place in winters. Is this clear? Shifting of these pressure belts. Okay, so
Yes,
we can
sir.
Yes, sir.
revise
Yes,
once
sir.
again.
Yes, sir.
We can, okay, 1 minute, we'll revise for that. Okay, so during the equinox, this will be the, okay, during equinox, 23rd December, this will be the place, okay. Now, in June, what will happen? They will shift towards the North Pole. They all shift towards North. And in winter, they shift towards, okay, we take 4 days first. That will be more easy for you. Okay, 21st or 21st March, equinox is there. Then 21st June, summer solstice. Then we have 23rd September, again equinox, autumn equinox. Then we have 23rd December, winter solstice. Okay, so on 21st March, this will be the position of the pressure belts because sun is overhead on the equator. Now, sun starts to move towards the Tropic of Cancer. It starts to move towards the Tropic of Cancer. So on 21st June, so from March to June, these pressure belts will start to shift towards North Pole. Okay, equatorial low pressure belt, it shifts more. It shifts little less. It shifts little more, little less. It doesn't shift. Okay, they start to shift towards North Pole, and this is how the wind system shifts. Now, on 23rd September, again the sun comes from 21st June to 23rd, again moves towards the equator. Again the pressure belt shifts towards the south, and they come again to the same position, this position. Now, after 23rd September, 23rd December, sun will be moving from equator to the Tropic of Capricorn. This time the pressure will be shifting towards the south. Okay. So Mediterranean type of climate is clear. Shifting of pressure belt, because of shifting of pressure belt. In summer, the Mediterranean,
They're clear.
they come under the trade winds, and in winter they come under the westerlies. Okay. So trade winds, westerlies, polar easterlies, these are clear. Okay. Okay, jet streams. What are jet streams? Jet streams are very narrow winds. Okay, they are narrow winds. So mainly they are formed at 60 degrees and around 30 degrees. So where the different kinds of winds meet, like for example, warm winds and cold winds meet. Wherever these winds meet, jet streams are formed. How they are formed? So mainly they are kind of wave patterns. One is the polar jet stream, that is around the 60 degrees, polar jet stream is formed, and around 30 degrees. This is subtropical jet stream. And their direction is always eastward. Similarly, in southern hemisphere, these jet streams are formed. Okay, these meandering pattern is formed. Air flows in meandering pattern depending on there is struggle between the Coriolis effect and the pressure gradient force. Because of that, these winds are meandering in shape like this. Okay, this is the Earth. These winds will be flowing like this in this form. Okay. Now see here how they are formed. These winds are very fast winds. Around 300 kilometers per hour they can reach. And they move from west to east. So rotation was just placed in their formation. They always move from west to east. They are always easterly winds. Okay. So how they are formed? Okay. So here was the circulation we have taken. Okay. First we are discussing subtropical jet stream. Okay. Now see here, in the upper atmosphere, what is happening? We are having the warm wind and the cold wind. Yes. Wind blowing from the equator will be warm as compared to the wind flowing from the polar regions. Okay. This is cold wind. This is cold and this is warm wind. So mainly jet stream take place wherever different kinds of wind meet. Very warm and cold winds meet. So there will be huge difference. So see here, warm winds, low pressure. Warm winds are less dense, and therefore low pressure. Cold winds, high pressure, more dense, high pressure. So when such winds meet, see here, there will be high pressure gradient between these two winds. Here high pressure, here low pressure. So what should happen? That is, from high pressure, the winds move towards the low pressure winds. This must happen, but because of rotation of the Earth, Coriolis effect take place. Because of that, what happens? These winds move here and this wind move here. Now, rather than this cold wind moving into this low pressure winds, these winds move because of Coriolis effect. They move on the boundary. That is, the boundary is formed between the high cold wind and the low pressure. A boundary is there, and wind starts flowing on the boundary because of Coriolis effect. That's how wind get deflected, this wind get deflected, and this starts to flow eastward. This wind starts to flow eastward in the upper atmosphere, that is near the tropopause. Their height is around 10 to 14 kilometers. So in the upper atmosphere, jet streams are formed. This is subtropical jet stream. On the around 30 degrees it is formed. This is clear? So
Yes,
rather than moving from high pressure to low pressure winds, these winds flow at the boundary. They flow at the boundary. So there is a huge difference of temperature between the winds. A narrow stream is formed and the speed is very high, around 30 kilometers per hour. And now as they flow, always there is a struggle between the pressure gradient and the Coriolis effect. Because of that, it flows in a meandering shape, like a meander. So it flows like this way, in meandering shape. Okay. Now what happens here? Again here. Okay, 1 minute. These are the cold winds. Okay. So again here, the cold and warm winds, this is relatively warmer as compared to these cold winds. So these cold winds are moving, these warm winds. As they meet, again the cold wind will rush, the wind will be on the top, and cold wind will be at the bottom. Again they meet, and so there is a huge difference between temperature. Again, Coriolis effect, and they are moved eastward, and again the same like mending structure is formed. Okay, so these narrow jet streams, they have high turbulence as well, huge speed is there. These winds are flowing at high speed. So for example, an jet stream, we make use them in aviation, like when jet planes fly. So how, if any plane has to go from this position to this position, okay? Since jet stream, they flow at very fast speed, so the planes will make use of these jet stream. They flow into these jet stream. The speed will be increased. The speed will be increased. Since wind is flowing in eastward and plane has to go eastward. So if they flow in this jet stream, the speed will increase and they can reach the destination very fast. That is, their journey can, for example, if from A to B, it takes 18 hours. So now it will be reduced to 12 or 13 hours. So by 1/3, we can reduce the time as well. We can save the fuel. Okay. But while returning back, we cannot make use of the jet stream because jet streams are flowing in the easterly direction and we have to flow westward. This time we'll use other route, that is mainly the Great Circle route and all these. Okay, jet streams are clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's now El Nino effect. How much time? Time is there. Okay, we'll discuss. El Nino effect. For that, we have to go back to the 10th chapter. Currents we have discussed. The Peru current we have to do. El Nino effect. Okay, so mainly El Nino current is related with the ocean currents. Okay, so see mainly if we go in the Pacific Ocean. Okay, so in Pacific Ocean, this side we have Asia, and this side we have America, North America, South America. Okay, so Asia, if I draw like this, here we have the Japan, and then China Sea. Here we have Indonesia, Australia somewhere here, Australia, India somewhere there. Okay, here we have North America, then South America. Okay, so here we are having Peru, Chile, and here Mexico and all, North America and Canada. Okay, this is our which ocean? Pacific Ocean. Okay, now see what happens. Mainly near the equator, Indonesia equator somewhere here. Okay, here somewhere here Brazil. Okay, this is the equator. So mainly what happens? We have the currents, north equatorial current, south equatorial current. We have the counter current. Okay, this current flows here like this, west wind drift, and now here. So this is which current? Here we have Peru current. Okay, for this you can open the page number. There is one page. Okay, you can open page number 91. Okay, open page number 91. Everyone open page number 91. See figure 10.7. Figure 10.7. On the left corner, near the South America, we are having Peru current. It is a cold current. Since it is moving from high latitudes towards the low latitudes, it is a cold current. It's a cold current. So it's a cold current. So here will be high pressure. So if I draw here Peru, and here I draw Indonesia. Okay, for example, this is Indonesia, this is Peru. So here we have high pressure because here cold current is there. Cold current is there. So near Chile, near Peru, it will be a high pressure will be developed. Indonesia, see here, it is warm current. Warm current, so here will be low pressure. This is clear? High pressure, low pressure. Have you understood this one? Because near Peru, Chile, we are having cold current. Peru current is the cold current. So high pressure will be here. Indonesia, warm current is there. Because of warm current, low pressure will be there. Air above the warm current will get heated. Air above the cold current will get cold. So high pressure will develop here, low pressure will be there. So low density, low pressure. High density here, high pressure. This is clear. Now see here what happens. The wind will flow from high pressure towards the low pressure. Okay, 1 minute I will take. So wind will flow from high pressure towards the low pressure. And now it takes the moisture. Okay, 1 minute I'm taking only. Moisture from the ocean and low pressure here rises and here rainfall takes place. Here rainfall takes place in Indonesia. Around 10 to 11 months we'll be having rainfall in Indonesia. Okay, now see here. Here air is descending. High pressure, air descends. Air descends. So it is cold and dry air. Cold and dry air. So here near the center, in central Chile, we will be having desert. No rainfall here because cold and dry air is descending. We will be having desert here. Atacama Desert is formed here. And because Atacama Desert it is also offshore to the westerlies. So in Peru, high pressure. Now see what happens. Due to some conditions, once in 3 years or 8 years, what happens? Near Peru, warm current starts to flow. Like this counter-equatorial current is there. This current, it weakens and warm current starts to flow. So circulation bit changes. So this time what will happen? Near the Peru, here low pressure will be developed and here high pressure will be developed. Now circulation just reverses. This time wind will be flowing from this side and this will be there. So here in Atacama Desert we'll be having the rainfall this time. But here in Indonesia we'll be having drought-like situation because cold and dry wind is descending. So we'll be having drought-like situations. And since high pressure is developed, this will affect our monsoon as well. It weakens the monsoon. That we'll discuss in monsoon. So this condition, this reversal is called as El Nino. This reversal is called as El Nino. So most of the part of the world will be facing drought because of this condition. But in Atacama Desert, we'll be having the rainfall in Chile. This is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. We will discuss more in next lecture.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So go through it. If you have doubt, you can ask in next lecture. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Any
Sir,
doubt?
thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I have a doubt in exercise.